This is my special K hat. Okay, so what I want to talk now about is I can't really figure out what to tell you anymore because I can't come up with anything more interesting than the stuff that I don't know seems to be more important than the stuff that I do know. I do watch some YouTube commentators, and if it's a long video, what I do is I take a sample of it. So if it's someone who's talking for an hour and a half, I don't have an hour and a half to watch a video. So if I feel like I want to get something from it, I'll just start playing the video and I'll start clicking through and I'll listen to a few minutes here and a few minutes there, and I just let my thumb click wherever, and I take a sample of it. And the information that I get from these ones, I mean, it goes into the old brain. Does it ever really give me anything interesting? Oh, sometimes it's very interesting. Sometimes it is very interesting. Is it usable? A lot of it, no. A lot of it is, it's kind of interesting, but it just doesn't seem relevant to me. I really, really like listening to Daniel Scranton and Paul Butler. Because they reassure me. They're very upbeat, happy videos, and a lot of days I need a lift. So those ones are very good. Amanda Lawrence, if I listen to her, she gives me a lift. Lori Ladd is very good. Aaron Abke is very good as a teacher of things like dimensions and densities. I don't listen to him that much because they're quite long. But if you want to get good backgrounders, he's very good. There's other ones that I listen to from time to time. But those ones I would say are very good. And then for older people, if you've never listened to David R. Hawkins, then he's got a lot of videos and he's very good. You could listen to his stuff for a long time. I've seen his videos because I've been a student of his for a long time, and he passed away, so there's not too many new videos unless they release something from the vaults. Sometimes they do somehow appear, but generally, I mean, I've subscribed to him, and if it comes in my feed, sometimes I'll click just to see an old video of his. They're very good. I wish there was more Stuart Wilde videos because he was very good, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of his video stuff, but his website was interesting, and his books are really different. I don't know of any other author who covers the stuff that Stuart Wilde covers the same way. And so he's quite unique, and you might need to go in book form for some of those ones. He's got some little books, like Miracles, for example. It's a little tiny book. So if you're not much of a reader, you might try Stuart Wilde's book, Miracles. He has other ones, but try a small book of his and see if you like it. I don't think too many of them are on Kindle either, so you're probably going to have to get paperback, and you could try a used bookstore. If you live in a big city, you might find, you're probably going to find some of his stuff if you're in a big city, in a used bookstore. You might get a deal in there. Otherwise, his books are a little bit pricey. So try one. Try one and see if you like him. Like, to me, he's very funny. and lighthearted, but sometimes some of his books are very dark too. But, so some people don't like his dark books. It's what resonates with you is what people always say. Paramahansa Yogananda's book, Autobiography of a Yogi, is a very good book. Very, very, very good book. And so, some of the books on my table here. This is an old book. You could maybe find it at a used bookstore or online used bookstore. The Treasure of El Dorado by Joseph Whitfield. This book was recommended to me by Sananda, the Ascended Master. And Sananda also recommended another book called Initiation by Elizabeth Heish. I don't have a copy of that with me. It's kind of an expensive book, but if you're interested in what it must have been like in ancient Egypt, if you're interested in the pyramids, then that Elizabeth Heish book is very, very in-depth what went on in the olden days. And one of my friends has got that book and keeps going back to it. He's very much interested in these kind of things. She was also an expert. Elizabeth Heish was an expert in yoga. Okay, next book that I got is a library book. And this one is called Tecumseh. And it's written by John Sugden. What can I tell you about this? He was a Aboriginal leader, 1810. Why did I get this book? I didn't choose it. The book chose me. And his brother was very mystical. Tecumseh was a leader, and his brother was known as a prophet. And at that time, they were fighting the American government because the American government was really pushing the First Nations people, the Aboriginal people, around a lot. Okay, next book I've got is... Nothing in this book is true, but it's exactly how things are. And this one is by Bob Frisell. We do a character called Bob Frizzell on this channel, and they are not the same person, but it's almost spelled the same way. And as you can see, it's got a pyramid and a sphinx on it. I don't read this book from cover to cover. What I do is I take a golf tee. I do this with a lot of books because I just sample things just like the books. I don't have time to read a whole book. So what I do is I just take this, and here's the book. And what I do is I just insert it at random, like that. Open it up, and that is how I get what I get. Sounds weird? Well, I got to take a sample, and that's a good way to get a sample. This page talks about a Star Trek, the original series episode called Errand of Mercy. It's very good. It's on Netflix. Star Trek, the original series, Errand of Mercy. And it talks about, I'm not going to tell you about it, but go watch that episode. It's a really good episode because it talks about extraterrestrials, and some of them are so advanced, you need to know about it. Errand of Mercy. Okay. Let's see, what else have I got? I have got a children's book. Peter Pan. What do you need to know about Peter Pan? I'm going to turn to a page at random and show you. We've got like a treasure island kind of thing here. And we've got a pirate ship. It very much helps you with your imagination, children's stories. Okay, the next book I've got is also a library book. It's called Eyewitness to the Gods. Eyewitness to the Gods by Eric von Daniken. And we'll do a sample the same way with my golf tee. And it is going to talk about around the Amazon River in South America, 13,000 BC, so 15,000 years ago, spaceships appeared in the sky. Eric von Daniken. Okay, and then the next book I've got on here is a longtime spiritual teacher, Deepak Chopra. This is Synchrodestiny. Deepak Chopra's got many books. He's a very interesting writer. I always enjoy his books. And what if I open up to a random page? Spirit or consciousness is the ultimate reality. If you go on to YouTube, look for Deepak Chopra's talk about Merlin. He has a very good video story where he talks about Merlin the magician, and the boy who becomes King Arthur. Wonderful story, and I highly recommend it. I've got another book of his that's called Deepak Chopra, The Return of Merlin. I've got a lot of books. These are just some of the books that I have. And I used to read whole books. Very occasionally I still do. Mostly I do samples. But, you know, when I was young I read books from cover to cover. And I would go to the library when I was about 8 years old. And I would get about a dozen books out. And I'd read them in a week and go back. I don't know anybody who reads as much as I do, but that's why I'm different. What else do we want to talk about? Synchrodestiny was the other book by Deepak Chopra. And the back cover says, "Would you recognize a miracle if you saw it?" Deepak Chopra shows how coincidences are messages about the miraculous potential of each moment. He reveals how, through understanding the forces that shape coincidences, you can learn to live at a deeper level and access the flow of synchronicity that lies at the heart of existence. You can start to transform your life through full contact living, in which all things will be within your reach. You get to discover that there's no such thing as a meaningless coincidence. The 7 principles of synchrodestiny, practical techniques for applying those principles. Synchronicity is meaningful coincidences. The Course in Miracles says that miracles are normal. And if miracles are not happening in your life, then something has gone wrong. The Course in Miracles says, in essence, what you need to do to get miracles happening in your life is you have got to forgive everyone and everything that ever happened to you. And continuously forgive, and let it go and not hold grudges. And that's how you're going to draw more and more coincidences into your life, more and more miracles in your life. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and tune in again.